Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank the scientific committees, the organizers of this symposium, and all participants joining us today. It's really an honor to be part of this international congress about endangered languages. So, let me take you to one of the lesser known linguistic landscapes of Iran through the story of a severely endangered language, Brahui of Rudbar-e Jonub. Just before turning specifically to this language, I would like to briefly step back and reflect on living and endangered languages. Also, I will occasionally switch to the PowerPoint slides during the lecture to provide a clear and better understanding. So, according to Ethnologue, one of the most authoritative linguistic databases, there are currently over 7,000 living languages spoken across the globe. As you can see, from the map shown in slide number 2, in number 2 with colorful dots. These colorful dots are the number of living languages spoken across the globe. But nearly the half of the world's languages are expected to disappear within this century. Approximately one language, one voice disappears every 40 days. Every 40 days. A shocking reality, yet an entirely real one. This time the map is remarked with different shades of yellow and red dots, including varying degrees of language endangerment. We can see also in slide number 2. So, when a language disappears, we lose far more than vocabulary or grammar. We lose memories, we lose heritage, we lose oral traditions, we lose ecological knowledge, and we lose unique ways of seeing, understanding, and feeling the world. For linguists, endangered languages are not simply objects of documentation. They are living systems of identity, culture, and cognition. Among these languages, some are especially remarkable because they challenge our assumptions about migration, about history, about culture, and about language contact. Brahui is one of them. Now, let us turn our attention to Brahui language of Rudbar-e Jonub. As you can see on the map in slide number 3, in the Indian subcontinent, Indo-Aryan languages, a branch of Indo-European languages, are concentrated in the north, while the Dravidian languages are primarily spoken in the south. But one language breaks this pattern, Brahui. As you can see on the map, Brahui is geographically isolated, spoken across the border regions of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, and southeastern Iran, far from the main Dravidian-speaking regions. Imagine a language cut off from its own language family and become isolated. This is Brahui. Its history is complex, shaped by migration, by language contact, by language shift, by multilingualism and survival. I remembered I first encountered Brahui in 2014 through one of my students. At first, the language sounded unfamiliar, complex, and mysterious to me, But the more I listened, more I realized this linguistically and culturally exceptional language was slowly disappearing before our eyes. My research focuses specifically on the Brahui-speaking community of Rudbar-e Jonub in southeastern Iran. Although most Brahui speakers in Iran live in Sistan Balochistan province in borderland of Pakistan, but a smaller community migrated to Kerman province approximately 2 to 3 centuries ago, according to local community narratives. Today, this variety of Brahui of Rudbar-e Jonub, is severely endangered according to UNESCO's principal criteria for language endangerment. As you can see, these factors in slide number 5. Such as having only around 1,000 to 1,500 active speakers and existing under intense pressure from surrounding Iranian languages and culture and dialects. Over the past decade, I've documented, digitized, and archived a large portions of this variety. And in addition to documentation and digitization, parts of this project have been supported through international endangerment language initiatives, including ELDP and ELAR, where portions of the Rudbar-e Brahui corpus are currently being archived for long-term preservation and future research. I've also collaborated with an international researcher based in Hong Kong on a project related to numeral systems across languages, conducted with a Max Planck research framework. As part of this collaboration, I contributed linguistic data on Brahui and several Iranian languages and dialects. Through extensive fieldwork with speakers from different generations, ranged in age from 6 to 110 years old, including both men and women, different social backgrounds and different educational levels, as you can see in slides number 6 to 8, include photographs of several Brahui speakers who participated in my fieldwork. This long fieldwork has allowed me to examine not only linguistic structure, but also multilingualism, language contact, language shift, and cultural identity. Despite many challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic, the regional instability, I continued this work and research with a strong sense of commitment and responsibility. Because this work has not been only academic, it has also been deeply human. Very early in my research, I realized something important, that documentation alone isn't enough. Trust matters. Human connections matters. Instead of remaining an outside observer, I try to become part of the community to understand their lives, their values, and their perspectives. I participated in local traditions and social gathering and cultural activities many times. We even helped revive traditional events such as date harvest festivals and wedding rituals. I encourage members of the community to wear their traditional clothing, particularly in interactions with non-Brahui speakers, and for that, and for to support this sense of cultural identity, I wore their traditional clothing on many occasions because I do believe that language survives best inside living cultural spaces. These experiences created a real trust, a real collaboration, and meaningful engagement. Slides number 9 and 210 include photographs of local ceremonies, cultural festivals, and traditional clothing from the Brahui community. Also, the last photo on the left in slide number 10, you can also see me conducting field work while wearing their traditional clothing as a gesture of cultural solidarity. From a linguistic perspective, Brahui of Rudbar-e Jonub presents extremely rich material for research in linguistics, sociolinguistics, and anthropology. One of the most fascinating aspects of this variety is the deep influence of neighboring Iranian languages and dialects. As illustrated in slide number 11, I've presented several linguistic features of this variety. Some of them reflect the influence of neighboring Iranian languages and dialects through long-term language contact and borrowing, while others preserve core structural features that are also present in Brahui as a Dravidian language. For instance, the occurrence of secondary labialized consonants khwa and gwa, the presence of the tabular flap consonant r for diphthongs, along with expression of position through a grammatical constructions combining oblique noun or pronoun forms with the presence of form of the verb to be that can be attributed to contact-induced influence from neighboring Iranian languages and dialects. At the same time, Brahui has preserved important core Dravidian grammatical features, for instance, all retroflex consonants and grammatical cases, as you can see in this slide. At present, I'm also collecting new linguistic data from Brahui-speaking communities in Sistan and Balochistan in order to compare these varieties with the Rudbar variety and with common Brahui in Pakistan. This comparative analysis may help us better understand historical migration patterns, contact-induced linguistic change, and the development of Brahui within Iran. I'd now like to share a small personal story. Maybe it's interesting for you. During my field work, I met a young girl, a 7-year-old cute girl, who loved making colorful bead necklaces. However, she didn't speak Brahui at all. I recognized this as an opportunity for engagement. I used her interest as a pathway into language learning, so I tried something simple. Every time she used a Brahui word, I gave her a small set of beads. Word by word, she slowly began to speak the Brahui, first with me, then with her grandma. And today she speaks Brahui confidently, while continuing to create and sell her handmade necklaces. For me, this was an important reminder that language revitalization doesn't begin with institutions alone. It begins with human relationships. This experience has taught me that endangered languages are not only linguistic systems, they are living archives of human experience. You can see this cute girl in slide number 12. My hope is that through documentation and community collaboration, also continued and future research, the voices of Brahui speakers will not disappear, but will continue to be heard for generations to come. Thank you very much for your time and attention.